Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Challenge. We have two American blended whiskeys, both from the Sazerac Company and bottled in the Commonwealth, Kentucky. Well, this is Old Thompson, and I bought this at Total Wine and More, and in Metairie, Louisiana. It was $7.99, $7.99 for the liter. These are blended whiskeys. They're not straight bourbon. Old Thompson brand American whiskey, a blend. The whiskeys in this finer, there is no website listing, so I can't say just read the website. The whiskeys in this finer tasting American blend, it's all capital letters too, all capital words. All the words are capitalized. Were produced with extreme care by expertly skilled craftsmen before blending with finest quality neutral spirits. Okay. Bottled by Glenmore Distilleries, Owensboro, Kentucky, and Bardstown, Kentucky. Yeah, Bardstown's Barton 1792 distillery, which no longer gives tours. They said they wanted to concentrate on their production there and leave the tours up to Buffalo Trace. But the real reason is probably they didn't have any people touring it. I went there and there was only one other person on the tour. It was just kind of an obscure distillery, Bardstown 1792. Great distillery though. Great tour, great products. Okay, but this is one of the products that is possibly bottled there, unless it's at Owensboro, Glenmore. I don't know if Glenmore gives. I know Glenmore doesn't give tours. Well, maybe if you ask them, they might. I don't know. Depends on how the company deals with that kind of stuff. All right, Seagram's 83. I went to a brewery one time and they didn't really give tours, but the guy said, okay, the brewmaster showed me around. It was a small micro brewery. It was only one room. Well, wasn't much of a tour, but it was interesting. He gave me a good rundown. All right, this is Seagram's 83, introduced in 2022 for this American market. Seagram's 83 been around about 100 years or longer because it references 1883, the year that the Seagram's Rye distillery was built or opened in Canada. But this is not the famous Seagram's 83 Canadian blended whiskey. This is a new one called Seagram's 83 American blended whiskey. You say, well, what's that got to do with Canada? Nothing. The only reason it's the deal on this is that Sazerac bought the rights to Seagram's whiskeys, except for Seagram 7 Crown. Diageo kept that one. And so I guess they just figured, well, we own the rights to Seagram's 83. We can make it in America, in the United States of America, if we'd like to, which is exactly what they did. And they still make the Canadian one, the Seagram's 83. So you might find both. Whiskey with natural flavors and caramel color. No blend ratio statement. No age statement. It was $19.99 for this handle. Typical price for Seagram's, because Rouse has got Seagram's VO on special offer right now for $20.99. That's an old brand. LCBO claims it's age 6 years. I guess it could be true. Where would they get the information aside from the brewery? So the straight whiskeys in both of these are at least 4 years old. Now the grain spirits might be 4 days old, 4 minutes old. Those are unaged, typically. They're not aged. Although if you look on the U.S. government's website, it'll say they have to be stored in wooden vessels. Well, if it's stored in a wooden vessel, wouldn't it be aging? In some respects. Okay, so there's the Seagram's 83. It's very dark with that caramel color in, so I can't look at. I don't even need tags. I got tags, but what's the point? I don't need them. It's just so dark. Copper, huh? Liam Gillespie says Seagram's 83 ain't bad. Actually, I have a bottle in my cupboard. It's about 5 years old though. Oh, so you got the Canadian 80 proof, yeah. Just checked. It's actually gin and not whiskey. Never mind. Okay, yeah, never mind. I didn't know there was a Seagram's 83 gin. I knew the Seagram's gin. Oh, you just had Seagram's gin. Okay, I get it. Okay. See, it's much lighter. It's like tan, amber. Currently enjoying a mac and cheese, Vienna sausages, and fried eggs for breakfast with some coffee. Morning, Jay. Morning to you, Liam. I had some Danish ham and chopped up onions and a little bit of basil and some hot sauce and some Creole seasoning from Zatarain's and black pepper, homemade hot sauce given to me, and egg scrambled and heated up like a pie, like an egg pie, and I ate it with a spoon with the ham all in it. It was good. He said, "What? I said omelet." Well, aren't omelets like folded or something? Well, it's, same concept. Oh, and I put some of that cheese in it. I can't remember the name of that cheese. Melts right in it. It's called Stilton something. I don't know. It's real mild. All right. I could go find out, but anyway, that's not about this. This is not about that. All right. Smell like corn. Makes sense, doesn't it? Now, the only thing about the Canadian whiskeys, all the whiskey in there has to be aged at least 3 years. They can't just add grain spirits. I mean, they can add them after they've been aged 3 years, or they can age in 3 years and then add them, or add them and then age 3 years. You get it. Doesn't matter. Either way they do it, it's fine. It just has to be a minimum of 3 years, and they can't use raw spirits in the blend. United States, different law. And I had some people tell me, well, that's not real whiskey. Well, it's real whiskey according to the U.S. government. Somebody made a comment, that beer is not even real beer according to the German law. I'm talking about Budweiser. He said, that's not real beer according to the German law. I said, well, using that thinking, most Belgian ales, even the world-class Belgian ales like West Flatarian 12 and Abbott, St. Bernardus Abbott 12 are not real beer according to the German purity law because they use candy sugar in them. And anyway, Germany's law only applies to Germany. All right, not to any other country. So I don't know what the real point of that comment is, because it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Yeah, well, they smell the same, corn and corn. So aroma, Thai. Appearance, well, it depends. You rather the lighter, like the amber, which I prefer, or this dark mahogany? Well, they're both fine. Taste. That's got to be the Seagrams. It's very woody, like oak barrel, and it tastes like they got that natural flavoring, which is sort of like creme brulee or like charred marshmallows, like roasted marshmallow. I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking with this product. I guess it doesn't matter if people buy it. Is it going to be a success? I don't know. How many people you see buying Seagram's VO Gold? It trickles out the store. A few people buy it. 8-year aged. It's an above premium version of Seagram's VO, but it's better than Seagram's VO, in my opinion. But I think people just buy the VO. Just buy it. Well, I guess the same can be said for the Jack Daniel's specialties. Gentleman Jack gets a lot of mileage. Of course, Jack Daniel's flying off the shelf all day long. But all those other ones, Jack Daniel's bottle and bond, all that, that's just a little tiny pinprick of the sales. I mean, I guess their success, if people buy them and they meet their expectations, their sales expectation, and if it makes money. Sweet corn. Charred oak, more oaky, a little bit more bitey. It's cheaper. They both age at least 4 years, so the aging wouldn't matter. I said at least 4. I guess the Seagram's 83 is a little smoother, even though it's a little more strange, like it's odder. But you know, you're gonna pay $15 for a liter, and I got the old Thompson for $7.99. I think it's gone up to $8.99 with the JB inflation, but still so ridiculously cheap. I think I'm gonna prefer the Seagram's 83 right now. But Old Thompson's fine, you know. Just standard whiskey, just kind of basic. Well, it is basic, not kind of basic. Now you might say, but that's what I like, basic and especially cheap. And there are a lot of people out there like that. They're not right or wrong. They're not right or wrong. It's just what they want to do. They don't care if it's basic as long as it's cheap. Now, other people wouldn't touch it. You know, oh no, never. I'll pay for what's good. I'll buy the $60, $70 whiskeys. Are they right or wrong? They're neither right nor wrong. It's whatever you want to buy. Okay. Well, quite a shock here because I just picked the Old Thompson as being the better one. It was blind. I didn't. It was a blind taste test. You know, when it's blind, you don't know. You think you know. But you can get so fooled, and I just didn't. I don't know what to say about it. Except that I was wrong. Huh, well, there you go. Turns out that the $7.99 liter was a pretty good deal better than the $15.99 liter. I don't know where you can get liters, but I think I have a clue. Like Elio's Wine Warehouse, probably they usually sell a lot of liters. Whereas most stores don't. Okay, so that's the creme brulee taste. Okay, it's coming out now. You say, yeah, power of suggestion. You know which is which now. So it's, well, yeah, could be that, but I think I just can tell them apart. Well, too bad, Seagram's 83. I thought you had it wrapped up, and it turns out I had it wrong. Well, could I avoid these problems? Yeah, sure. Just don't do blind taste tests. All I got to do is avoid blind taste tests, and then I got no risk involved. Then I could just make comments about the product, say, oh, this has this has that character, and so forth. However, I don't think it would be as good. The blind taste tests are much more important because it makes you see that you may not know as much as you think about the product. All right, well, it's a failure. But anyway, so tomorrow, same time, we'll go Seagram's 83 against another Sazerac product. Okay, and then once we're finished with those, then it'll be on to Heaven Hill blendeds. Okay, thanks everybody. Bye-bye.